Good morning, everybody. I am super sick as usual. This is the best I've sounded all week. I have like tremendously swollen glands, so I'm going to do a very quick video. But I wanted to go over like my top 5 like old school, old-timey grandma, grandpa ways to save money. Because they're things that I'm noticing I don't think people are really doing anymore, and they don't realize how much your grandparents or your parents saved by doing these kind of simple things. So, they're in kind of no particular order, but anyway, let's start where we start. So, the very first thing I wanted to talk about, because it's winter, is heating yourself, not the room. And what I mean by this is if you feel cold, go put on a flannel. Don't turn your heat up because it costs a lot more money to heat an entire room than it does for you to go put on a hoodie or a flannel like I did. And speaking of clothes, I get the feeling that people don't mend their clothes anymore. Like if they lose a button, they just donate it instead of just getting a needle and thread and sewing a button on, which I'm sure some people are thinking, I don't even know how to do that. There's a million tutorials on how to sew a button on out there. Like just Google it. You'll find everyone under the sun. You can get a basic sewing kit everywhere from like Walmart to like CVS. I mean, you can find them anywhere. And another thing I notice is I wonder if people don't understand the concept of spot cleaning. Like if you get a stain on something and you think, oh, I ruined it, I can't get this stain out. It's another thing. Google what the stain is, and you can usually find a pretty good remedy that'll get the most of it out. And if you're in doubt, you can always just actually put your laundry detergent, specifically a liquid laundry detergent, on the stain, give it a good rub, and throw it into the machine. Most stains are protein based. So when you put that concentrated concentrated laundry liquid on it and you give it a good rub, it helps to break up the protein and then it gets lifted away. You might need to wash it twice, but you can probably get rid of most stains. Another thing that I don't know if people do anymore, but I know it was something my mom used to do, is she had multiple bank accounts. So my mother had a checking account, a savings account, and a Christmas club. And I mean, I know some of you probably don't even know what a Christmas club is, but back in the day, you had a Christmas club. You started it like I think the beginning of October or maybe the end of October, and then it ran till the next end of October, and it was your money for Christmas. You put a certain amount in every week. I think at one point my mother even had another savings account. But the thing about putting this money at the bank, where you're tasked with taking the money out. Okay, you got to go drive to the bank. Even if in the day of ATM cards, you still got to get to the bank, all this other stuff. And then with things like direct deposit and these direct transfers, you can have a savings account, a checking account linked with very minimal effort. And if the money is not in your hand, you can't spend it. And if you don't have a bank account, go get one, because if you're paying to get your checks cashed, you're you're absolutely cut out the middleman. Seriously, just cut out the middleman. Even the bank fees are going to be less than what it costs you to cash even a slightly large check, like a $200 or $300 check. And another thing that I've noticed, and I'm hoping not too many people do this, but I would like to know if people eat their leftovers. I was out recently with a coworker and the waitress came and I had some leftovers and, do you want a box? I said, sure. I took the leftovers. It was just some pasta, but I figured I could eat it the next day. The woman I was with said, no, nobody in my house eats leftovers. And I was like, because I just didn't get this. I mean, if it's a small amount, fine. Take it home, take it for lunch the next day and add like some salad with it or some other leftover you have, but like save the money. Like 40% of landfills is food waste. Now, granted, is it leftovers from diners? Not really. A lot of it is food waste that is from large institutions like country clubs, hotels, when they have buffets, and also supermarkets that throw out anything that doesn't look quite perfect. But 40% of a landfill, I mean, that's almost half a landfill, is something that people need to live, right? It's kind of scary when you think about it. And, I was talking about clothes earlier. I'm going to look it up because I'm really interested. I know that landfills are also filled with textiles from people throwing away clothes because they got a stain on it or it's missing a button and they don't know how to sew a button on. I'm going to put down in the notes, I'm going to put what percentage of landfills are filled with clothing, because I'm really curious about that. Again, probably more of an industry problem, but every little bit helps, right? So, and my final absolute money saving tip, and this is everybody's grandpop used to do this, right? Is the change jar. Yay! And mine's not very full. But at the end of the day, take all your change and throw it in a jar. And then at the end of the month, or when the jar gets full, or if you are really short on cash, go to the supermarket, go to Walmart. They have those Coinstar machines. You throw in the coins. It makes the horrible clanking noise. Some banks have them too, and you don't have to pay that percentage fee for the counting if you go to your bank. And then you get the stub and you go cash it out. I mean, are you going to save a lot of money? No, but man, in a pinch, you pull out the change jar, you could have like 20, 30 bucks in a change jar, and maybe it's the end of the month and you're getting really tight on cash, and 20, 30 bucks is a nice little injection of cash. And do multiples. I mean, honestly, when my grandpa died, we kept finding coffee cans full of change. We cashed them all in, and I think we found like 60 bucks of change, and it was all like nickels and pennies and dimes, which means that there was a lot of change. But I'm just saying, these are some great ways to save money. A lot of us have grandparents or parents who lived through the Depression, and they went without so much during the Depression. And then it was followed by World War II, where there was rationing. So even if you had the money, the items just weren't available to you to buy. So two juxtapositions. One, you didn't have any money and the items were available. And then World War II, you had the money, but the items weren't available. So we have this great generation of people who lived through this and know how to survive on like nothing, right? Like we think we're surviving on nothing now. They were really surviving on nothing. So, hey, take some clues from them. They really had some good ideas. And I hope you like this video. I hope you subscribe. I hope you look at some of my other videos. Give this a thumbs up. Hit that button. It'll let you know when I do some more videos. I'm thinking about doing a cooking video tomorrow, but listen to me. I'm really sick and I'm coughing a lot. I hate coughing over food. So I think what I might do is do a video where I make some soup and I'll just put music over it. And it'll just be a quick video where I show you the chopped up items, and I'll put the recipe down below. But stay tuned. And like I said, please subscribe and like this video. Thanks for stopping by. I'll see you in the next one.